4 billion years ago, the surface of this planet was molten rock. No oceans, no oxygen, no life. I stood there anyway. Lightning struck the oceans millions of times a year. Volcanoes tore open the crust. Asteroids still visited without warning. It didn't look survivable, it looked violent, unstable, and fascinating. And somewhere inside that chaos, molecules began copying themselves. That was the first miracle. Not a cell, not yet. Just a pattern that refused to disappear. For hundreds of millions of years, life was microscopic. Single cells drifting in hostile seas. No eyes, no movement beyond chemistry. If you had visited then, you would have called this planet dead. You would have been wrong. Around 2.4 billion years ago, some of those cells learned a new trick. They began using sunlight, photosynthesis. It seems harmless now. Back then, it nearly ended everything. Oxygen flooded the atmosphere. And to early life, oxygen was poison. Most organisms died, life almost lost. But a few adapted. They learned to breathe the poison, and oxygen became power. Then something extraordinary happened. One cell swallowed another, and instead of digesting it, they formed a partnership. Every plant, every animal, every human being descends from that merger. It only had to fail once. It didn't. For another billion years, life remained small, soft, invisible from space. Evolution was patient. I had time to wait. Then, 541 million years ago, eyes appeared. Teeth, shells, claws. Predation was born. Life stopped drifting and started hunting. Over 99% of all species that have ever lived are extinct. That is the rule. Survival is the exception. Glaciers advanced. Sea levels fell. Nearly everything in the ocean vanished. Life almost lost again. But it returned. Plants spread across continents. Arthropods followed. Then vertebrates dragged themselves onto land. Gravity became personal. 252 million years ago. Volcanoes erupted for thousands of years. The oceans warmed, oxygen dropped. Over 90% of species disappeared. The planet nearly went silent, and still, life refused to end. From the ruins came dinosaurs. For 160 million years, they ruled almost every environment on Earth. Your ancestors? Small, hidden, waiting. Mammals survived in shadows, no larger than a cat. They endured quietly. Then a rock entered the atmosphere. The impact released more energy than billions of nuclear bombs. Forests ignited. The sky darkened, and the dinosaurs were gone. Not weak, unlucky. If that asteroid misses, mammals likely stay small, and you never happen. That's how thin this chain is. With the giants gone, mammals expanded. Some grew large, some returned to the oceans. Some took to the skies, and one branch began climbing trees. Around 6 million years ago, one lineage stood upright. Walking on two legs freed the hands. Freed hands meant tools, and tools change everything. Fire unlocked calories. Calories fueled neurons. Neurons built memory. Memory built culture. Your brain, 2% of your body weight, uses 20% of your energy. That is expensive. Cooking made it possible. Language emerged, symbols, shared meaning, stories told around fires in the dark. For the first time, life could remember itself. By 300,000 years ago, humans walked the earth. They painted caves, buried their dead, traveled continents, and they nearly vanished. Around 70,000 years ago, a volcanic eruption may have reduced humanity to just a few thousand breeding pairs. We almost joined the extinction list. We didn't. Agriculture emerged only 12,000 years ago. Permanent settlements, stored grain, surplus. Surplus created hierarchy. Hierarchy created states. States created writing, money, armies. Everything you call history fits inside the final fraction of Earth's story. You flip a switch, scroll a screen, and you do it with a brain shaped by oceans that no longer exist, and stars that have long since burned out. I was there when the planet was fire, when life was nothing but chemistry, when oxygen nearly ended it all. when dinosaurs ruled, when a rock ended their reign. And I am here now. At no point was your existence guaranteed. If even one moment had shifted, you would not be here. Most of Earth's history happened without witnesses. Now it has one. And so do you.